Hello indie game fans, my coverage of the digital Steam Next Festival continues, with even more great indie game demos that you can play right now, with this episode having some awesome all-action titles, with some strategy and simulation titles in the mix as well. Let's begin with Warhammer 40k, Shootas, Blood and Teef, one that, arguably, is not so indie since it uses the storied IP, but Games Workshop does seem to have a pretty light hand in allowing whoever to use it, with this coming to us from the developer of Guns, Gore and Cannoli. It is a cartoony action platformer with its share of violence and action, as the brutal 40k universe is known for, but as a side-scrolling platformer which is very refreshing indeed. There are 4 character classes to choose from, and even co-op support, where you play as an orc seeking revenge on the war boss of the planet, looking like a must-play run-and-gun title.
In a world overrun by zombies.
While BITGUN is another pixel art action roguelite with zombies, I do have to say that the action looks pretty good, especially when you use a flamethrower on zombies, with what appears to be a nice variety of weapons and armor as well. Interestingly, there is a central character in this game who is trying to find a way to survive in the zombie apocalypse, founding a camp and taking in survivors, where it is these survivors that are the ones to delve into dungeons, which is the roguelite portion of the game. Additionally, do note that the developer was kind enough to put me in as a zombie, so see if you can find me in this.
High above the forest deeps, my beloved child sweetly sleeps.
This video is brought to you by Oaken, a beautiful roguelite tactics title that has you exploring a mythical place known as the Great Oak, where your actions will heal or destroy the place. It uses a hexagonal grid, which is different from the must-play Into the Reach and has a mystical theme inspired by Celtic culture. Interestingly, for combat, position and rotation are key elements highlighted, which will result in tactical depth with progression and upgrades for your spells and spirits, making this a must-play for fans of tactics titles.
You know the truth, my friend. Every dream has an end.
Just a quick trailer for Warstride Challenges, a very fast time trial first-person shooter that looks like Quake on steroids, where the focus is on shot levels with brutal gunfights and is another refreshing change. I think that the overall presentation of Tinykin is excellent, with the gorgeous animation and the recently popularized art style of 2D characters in a 3D world. It follows a long line of puzzle adventure games with minions like Pikmin or Overlord, where you're enlisting the help of little alien creatures known as Tinykin in an attempt to get back to your home planet and to be restored to your normal size. As such, it looks absolutely adorable and cleverly made, and is another one to check out.
Here's a story of a girl. I was her loudest scream.
If you've been around video games, movies and TV shows long enough, I'm sure that you would have come across the Baba Yaga of Slavic myths, recently seen in The Witcher Season 2 for example, where this supernatural witch in the woods is many things and you become her in BLACKTAIL. This is a gorgeous first-person title where you wield a bow and a gauntlet, crafting arrows and potions as you hunt down living memories of your past, which have returned as twisted, foul spirits. I like the designs of the enemies in this, once again tapping on Slavic myths, looking like a great alternative to the modern military shooter. The god game genre was very popular in the 90s and early 2000s and is seeing somewhat of a recent resurgence with titles like Worldbox God Simulator, with a 3D title of interest being Fata Deum, having an excellent narrated trailer, so enjoy.
Do you desire infinite power? You shall wield the power of a god. And you shall lead humanity any way you choose. Will you support the founding families by working good wonders? Encourage them to build farms and schools so they can thrive as their settlements grow? Or will you rule with an iron fist as an evil tyrant, awaken the bloodthirst of mortals, and incite the flames of war to expand your lands with all the means at your command? Will you create a golden age of endless festivity? Inspire your followers to savor all pleasures and rejoice in divine intoxication? Or will you use and deceive your minions with lies and malicious plans? You could promise them an afterlife of sorts. Whatever you decide, mankind will evolve. With a will of their own, they can choose which god to follow. But who will attract the most followers of all? Take up the battle for supremacy against the 4 ancient gods of Illis. Create your legacy as you embark on this epic journey, and feel the growth of your divine power when you destroy all those who dare oppose you. At last, raise a monument to your ultimate triumph. As thousands praise your glory, you will finally realize your fate. With the power of a god, who will you become? Fata Deum.
Let's kick off the top 3 with another adorable entry in Beacon Pines, a self-described cute and creepy adventure game set in a titular town where there are strange occurrences in the city and our protagonist and their friends need to investigate. It certainly has the vibes of a Twin Peaks or Stranger Things, only with cute animals, where interestingly, this is structured like a choose-your-own-adventure book with branching paths. I do like the hand-drawn art, especially the character portraits, looking like another fantastic entry.
It's a rigged game.
I love my roguelike platformers, so of course, Mad Shot got my attention, this time having eldritch horror elements. Cthulhu has quite literally swallowed your city whole, and the only thing that you can do is to blast away at it from the inside. There are different builds and weapons available for each procedurally generated run, where our character does appear to be quite athletic, being able to backflip over enemies to line up headshots, making this for fans of the genre.
I've bent the rules before. This time, I will see them break.
Abyss Built to Destroy is a physics simulation title that looks absolutely fantastic, where you are first building structures in a digital, brutalist cityscape, and then creating weapons and objects to absolutely wreck shop. Physics sim titles like this have only become more impressive over time, with the particle effects and simulation that would melt a toaster PC. Things have come a very long way since Besiege, and since I love this type of game, it gets a special mention, but the quality of this title and how giveable it is means that it should have the potential to go very viral, taking the #1 spot. For more upcoming indie games, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.